Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lee Marie. If you are new, please do like and subscribe for candle making videos and business videos. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. In today's video, I wanted to address some questions that I get often asked, and I thought it would be better in this platform to just let everybody know the answers instead of, going through DMs and in candle groups on Facebook and things like that. So I'm just going to address some of your most asked questions. So the first question I absolutely love, and I get this question all the time. What is my candle journey? Like, how did I come to make candles? And it's actually a fun series of events that kind of happened around the same time that just kind of happened. So the first thing that happened, and this was July of 2020, I found out I was pregnant. And my husband and I, we had our child through IVF. And I am very open to talking about the process that we went through. And we also do partner with local IVF charities. It's something that's very near and dear to my heart because I feel like a lot of people that go through this kind of suffer in silence. So I'm very open about it. But we found out that I was pregnant in July, and we were super excited and happy. And I kind of consider my daughter my miracle child. And for that reason, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I realized that the current job that I had was not gonna work anymore. I was a chef and I was working 50 hours a week and long hours and days and holidays, and I realized that that was not gonna work. I wanted to spend as much time as possible with my baby, and I didn't wanna miss anything. I didn't wanna work holidays or miss her birthday or anything like that because of work. So I kind of had this little idea in the back of my mind that I should maybe think about starting a little side hustle to see if eventually it could grow into something where I could leave my full-time job and stay home with my daughter and, do my business. So like I said, I had that little idea in my head. Fast forward to August, I am making our monthly run to buy candles because my husband loves candles. He loves to put candles in every single room in our house, and he lights them for hours at a time. And so we go through a lot of candles. And I spent almost $200, and I got home and I was really frustrated. And I joked with him and I said, I bet it would be cheaper if I just made candles. And the idea kind of stuck in my head. So it started out as a little bit of a joke, but it kind of just, stuck around. And about a week or so later, I found myself searching online for how to make candles. And I would like to send a shout out to Jeff Stanley and also Memory Box Candles for helping me with, all of your tutorials and your videos. You've been a great help to everyone in the candle community. But I watched, some YouTube videos like most people do when they start out. I went on some websites, I bought some wax, some vessels, some wicks, fragrances, and the rest is history. I started kind of playing around with it. I realized it was a lot of fun. I liked doing it. I was good at it. And then a year later, around June 2021, I launched my business. And I am thankful to say that business has been good enough that I was able to quit my job in September of 2021, and I now make candles full-time. So I'm super happy and thankful for that. So I do take care of my daughter every day, and you're able to see pictures of her online and on my Instagram if you're curious. But she's a very, very big part of not only my life, but my business. Her name is Nokomis, and so I named the business after my daughter because I knew she was the reason the business was happening, and she is the reason that I wake up every morning and do this. It's all for her. So, like I said, if you want to see pictures of her, you can go on my Instagram at Nokomis Home Fragrance. You can go on my website, nokomishomefragrance.com. And you can meet my daughter, and yeah, so that's how I got started making candles, kind of out of nowhere. And I truly feel like it was meant to be because so many things have happened since then. Like I said, it's given me the opportunity to work full time, doing this and being able to take care of my daughter is the most amazing thing in the world. So I definitely think it was meant to be. Next question. Do I advertise? Currently, no. And I think that when you're first starting out, a mistake that I see a lot of candle makers make is they launch their website, they launch their business, and they start advertising. I think that's kind of a mistake. I think before you start paying for advertising, you need to really do all the free advertising, and that's social media. You should be active on your Instagram account. You should be making reels. You should be posting every day. You should be posting to stories and growing your follower count. You should, have a TikTok and do some fun things with TikTok and put some fun videos out there. You should really try and be part of a candle community, join Facebook groups, places where you can get to know other makers. And if you're so inclined, get a YouTube channel. I mean, I basically got a YouTube channel because I really genuinely like to help people. And I just was getting bombarded with questions constantly. And so I thought it would just be easier to make YouTube videos about it and just let everybody know. But I think that you should start out kind of making yourself known, like your social media presence, before you spend any money on advertising. Because if you have 20 followers, you just launched, you have no reviews on your website, and you're sitting here advertising, well, they're not gonna know who you are. They haven't seen you. You know what I mean? It's just, I think it's much easier once you've established yourself a bit, once you get more followers, once you've made a commitment to really be active on social media. And there's so many free platforms that you can use to get your name out there, that once you do that, then the rest, once you're established, once you're getting steady orders, that's when you advertise. That's the time to do it. It's not at the very beginning. So currently I do not pay for advertising. However, I am working on a kind of like a relaunch where I'm coming out with some new stuff, better, higher quality. And I'm also working on a branding photo shoot. And so when all of that happens, then I will definitely be paying for advertising because, I'm in stores and I feel like I have a good following and I feel like I'm a little bit established. And so then I think it's, good to spend the money on advertising. And I would advertise through Instagram and Facebook ads is what I would do. Also a note on advertising, video advertisements will always get more traction than pictures. And if you do video advertising, a great tip, make sure to put captions on it, because most people, I think it's like 70% of people who are on social media are somewhere where they're either in public or at work or something, and they'll have headphones in, or if they don't even have headphones in, they're just kind of scrolling through, but they can't have the sound on. And so they just read captions. So that's really important, and that's a really good tip, is do a video and make sure your video has captions, and it will get a heck of a lot more traction than just a picture. So that's my little spiel on advertising. Also, one last thing with advertising. Spending $5 a day for a week is going to do nothing. You need an advertising campaign. So a lot of people don't understand that you need to see an ad at least 6 times before you click on it. And you can't see an ad really 6 times in a week. So when you are finally ready to advertise, you're gonna need to put some money into it and commit and do long-term advertising. Because the same ad that I saw for a candle company that's doing very, very well, by the way, that I saw 5 months ago, I'm still seeing today. Same exact ad is still running. So it's really, really important that you run ads for months at a time, not for a couple of days. It's not gonna give you anything. It's not gonna give you any kind of return on your investment. So keep that in mind too. When you're ready to advertise, make sure that you're willing to put the money into a long-term campaign, because that you'll see results with. So keep that in mind. Okay, Next question. What kind of wax do I use for my candles? So I like coconut-based waxes. Currently, I use coconut soy EC26 for the most part. I am testing out Coco83 and I'm super excited about it. I got such a beautiful candle out of it. And I'm loving, this is only a day old and the cold throw is amazing. And I also made a wooden wick version because I normally do wooden wicks, but I want to try out cotton wicks. And so these are working out really well so far. I decided to try it just because I've heard so many great things about it, but if it's coconut based, that's usually my jam. So Coco83, I haven't done coconut apricot yet, but either coconut soy or Coco83 are kind of what I'm working with right now. Next question. Where do I buy my fragrances? I buy my fragrances at a variety of places. Most of my fragrances come from Wooden Wick Co. I really like their fragrances. I know they're expensive, but I think they're worth every penny. I get compliments on my fragrances constantly about how strong they are, how complex they are, how beautiful they are, how unique they are. So I think it's definitely worth the money for Wooden Wick Co. I also absolutely love Porter Candle Supply. Their fragrances, if you are doing any kind of home line, like clean scents or anything, jump onto Porter Candle Supply and buy their fragrances because they are beautiful. I had such a hard time finding just a beautiful, clean fragrance, and she has so many of them. They're really high quality and they're actually meant and tested for coconut-based waxes, so that's perfect. Another one is Scent Memory. Scent Memory, you can find them on Facebook or it's scentmemoryfragrance.com. And she has incredible high-end luxury fragrances as well. So that's where I get the majority of my fragrances are those three companies. So I really, really like them. Next question. Let's see. Should you pay for branding? This is a very good question. The answer is yes and no. Do I think it's worth it for you to pay a company to help you with your logo and your colors and your fonts and all that? No, I don't. That's me personally. I don't think that's worth it. If you feel like you don't have a creative bone in your body and you have no idea what direction to take your company in and you need that help, then it's fantastic and then it's worth every penny. I personally didn't feel like I needed that, so I didn't see the value in it. I kind of did my brand on my own. That being said, I do think that it is 100% necessary as a business owner, if you want to have any kind of brand presence, to have a graphic designer. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm artistic, I'm crafty, I'm this. Let a professional do it every time. Unless you are an actual graphic designer who happens to get into candles, let a graphic designer do it. Because what I've noticed is a lot of the companies that, like, say, if you want boxes made, custom boxes, custom labels, anything custom where a printing company is going to be doing it, they have very specific guidelines for their artwork that I don't understand. You have to layer the artwork with certain colors, bleed lines, dimensions, things that I have no clue on, that graphic designers know. My graphic designer is worth her weight in gold. I absolutely adore her. We work really well together and I have her work on a lot of different projects. So she did my candle boxes, which are, let's see, right here. So she designed my candle boxes, which I think are absolutely beautiful. And she is currently designing my new labels, which I'm very excited about. Graphic designers can design your candle care cards so they match everything, your business cards so they match everything. If you want to get one of those mailer boxes that's really, that's really trendy right now to send your candles in a beautiful mailer box, they can design the mailer box. And so I think graphic designers are maybe more important than paying a company, to come up with like fonts and colors and, things like that. I think coming up with your brand story is something that you can do yourself for free. you know, just go to Pinterest and search branding. And there's a lot of checklists and a lot of worksheets, and there's a lot of information on branding that you could do for free. So I personally don't find the value in spending money on that, but I find the value in spending the money on a good graphic designer. They're the ones that are going to bring your brand and your vision to life. So that's my spiel on that. Next question. How did I get into 32 stores? That's kind of a fun one. So my wholesale story is very different from other wholesale stories. I didn't do my wholesale like traditionally the way other people do, because everybody asks me, you know, how I approached my retailer, and my retailer is Whole Foods. So I'm currently in 30 stores of Whole Foods. And everyone's like, how did you approach them? And I have to say I didn't, because that's the truth. About 2 weeks after I launched, I got an email from Whole Foods, and I thought it was a total scam and not real, but it was. I got an email from them basically saying, a friend of mine saw your candles on Instagram. I think they would be a great fit for our stores. Would you like to consider partnering with us? And I was like, yes, I would. And it kind of grew from there, and we, you know, did a lot of back and forth, and I sent them samples, and, you know, the process to become a supplier for such a large company, it takes a long time. It took months. And so my story is a little bit different for that. I do have some videos that I'll link down below if you are curious about how to approach a nationwide retailer, the things that I've learned working with nationwide retailers, as far as, you know, do's and don'ts and what you should have in place before you even approach them, things like that. But as far as how to get into like local shops and boutiques, that's much easier. What I would do is have your candles, have a line sheet. A line sheet is basically a product information sheet. So it's going to list all your scents and the scent notes, what the price is, what the wholesale price would be, all your info, how they, you know, how they order, what your minimums are, all that information on your line sheet. Have your candles and contact either the owner or the manager who's in charge of buying, and ask to speak to them. You know, could I have 10 minutes of your time, kind of a thing? Can I stop by? Let them know your spiel. Be ready and confident to talk about your candles and why you think they're a good fit for their store. And leave them 1 or 2 candles for them to try out, and follow up with them in a week. That's what I would do. And I found it very simple to get into local boutiques, because that's literally all you do. A lot of local boutiques also want to support, you know, makers. And especially if you're local, they're a local owner, they're going to want to support you the way you support them. So a lot of the times I think it's very approachable and it can be very simple. Now, not every store is going to say yes. They might not think it's a fit or whatever it may be, and that's okay. But I think for the most part, if you do your research and you choose stores that you really think your customer would be shopping at those stores and would be interested in your candles, then I think it's, you know, it's a win-win. And so I think it's a lot easier to get into local boutiques. Getting into nationwide retailers is quite a bit harder. You have to find the buyers, the corporate buyers. They're not easy to find. They don't have their phone numbers or emails listed anywhere. So that's a little bit harder. But I can make another video about kind of what I would do if I was trying to pitch to a nationwide retailer, the steps that I would take. But that's considerably harder. So that's that. And then, do I have a program or an app that I use for wholesale? I do not. For my local boutiques that I'm currently in, they just email me, I invoice them, and I ship out their order. And you know, just keep it simple. Keep it simple. I've seen some people that are like, I have this like 9-page contract that I want a local boutique to sign. And I'm like, are you crazy? Like, no, that's too much. Keep it simple. Okay. It's just one business owner to another. Keep it simple. But for the nationwide retailers, no, they have their own programs that they use and you become a part of their program. So they onboard you onto their program and you use their program to receive your orders, and that's how you get paid and everything. It's through their programs. So for big retailers, they have their own programs. For small ones, I keep it simple. So that's that. So those are the most asked questions that I have gotten on Facebook and Instagram. And so if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, and please subscribe for additional videos. Make sure to hit the notifications tab so you know every time that I post a new video. And if you like this content, you know, please just let me know in the comments below if you want any other kind of video for me to make, if you have any more questions that I could answer, maybe in a part 2 of the Q&A. But I absolutely love making these videos. I really genuinely love helping other people. So if there is anything that you guys want to see from me, please just let me know. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week. Bye.